Hey everybody, this is Vince Miller. Thank you so much for joining me for another devotional. Today we are in Malachi chapter 2. I'm going to read verses 8 through 9. It states, "But you, priests, have turned aside from the way. You have caused many to stumble by your instruction. You have corrupted the covenant of Levi, says the Lord of hosts. And so I make you despised and abased before all people, inasmuch as you do not keep my ways, but show partiality in your instruction." You know, I think a lot of people misunderstand the primary role of a spiritual leader. This is because most only see kind of the external workings of the role. They see a building, they see a staff team, they see programs. Therefore, they conclude that vocational spiritual leadership is just like any other job, but it's not. The primary role of a spiritual leader is not vision casting or fundraising or staff management or even building programs. It's not about officiating weddings and funerals and that token prayer before meals at events. The primary role of a spiritual leader is the stewardship of God's truth and faithfully communicating it to God's people without any kind of deviation. That's it. God's truth is the primary and sole resource that spiritual leaders are called to steward. So as a spiritual leader myself, I believe where many in my vocation get off track is right here. They misunderstand the focus of their role. Therefore, as soon as they become over-focused on some diversion, this could be like a capital campaign or a building project or mass program implementation, then all they can see is this one thing. And to make this diversion work, they have to divert time and energy to selling it to people in a way that might appease them. The danger in this is twofold. First, it diverts time from their primary role, which is supposed to be communicating God's truth. And second, it's tempting in the way to appease people to accomplish the plan that they're trying to sell. And in my 30 years of working in full-time ministry, I've seen things like this cause more division and distractions in churches that exhaust spiritual leaders to the point it actually keeps them from their primary role. So weekly, the leader spends less and less time communicating the truth and more time appeasing his plan and presenting it to people. But the spiritual leader does not need another plan. And the people are not his people. The plan and the people belong to God, and many spiritual leaders have been led away by this diversion. So if you are a spiritual leader today and you feel a little diverted by diversions, just come back. Come back to stewarding God's truth and God's people. This was the ultimate failure of the leaders in this text. So don't be that guy. And for those of you who are following a spiritual leader today, pray for them. Pray for their focus on God's truth. Pray that they have the courage to read the truth, accept it, and deliver it to others. Because like you, I'm afraid we live in times where many spiritual leaders are being diverted by diversions that are not the truth, only attempts to appease people. I love you guys. I pray this has blessed you. If it has, share it with someone else. And I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.